So I'm gonna do just another video on NVDA. We have been talking about this for the past, I guess, a couple of weeks, to be honest. So the last video I did on Friday, I said if you close below 179, 180, which we did, then you're losing that support that you had right here, and you probably gonna have some downside momentum, right? So I guess the one thing that I would have said. Um, to kind of help give a better, give more confirmation for that theory was the bearish pin bar. I mean, these things were all across the market. So your breakdown would have been below 177.7. And you did get that today. And honestly, um, you're, you're kind of, this is where it gets tough to say, sometimes you're like, okay, I don't want to play the triangle until it breaks down. But you got to remember that these trend lines can be like a little bit off. The chart patterns is only meant to be used as like a gauge. So we see that NVIDIA is trying to break down. What we also see is that NVIDIA is currently below that swing low anchor VWAP. So what that's telling me is that we probably could have some more downside. Now you would need to start breaking support, say 160 below 167, and then continue lower, right? You would have to. So at that point, if I'm trying to swing this for a breakdown, then I would probably use like 170, 172. So if we had some support there at 173 and we just broke down below that, I would kind of base my stop around here. So if I were to go short, I would not want to be back above 173.17. So yeah, you kind of already had a retest there with the dump. So you honestly, I probably would even tighten my stop a little bit more to say like 172 if I were to take it. So I would just wait for it to break below yesterday's lows and probably trim down here. And if you're gonna get a breakdown, you get a breakdown. But honestly, I wouldn't even touch this until after earnings. So they report earnings tomorrow after hours. So stocks do crazy stuff after earnings, like ridiculous stuff. You never know what's gonna happen. But yeah, that's Nvidia's currently in that like kind of no man's land with earnings, and then been in this tough spot right here. If you caught this breakdown, then you would be good. Um, Honestly, you could have swung, you could have rolled some of your profit into like contracts a bit of ways out. So say 6 months. So had I taken weekly contracts here, I could have rolled my contracts to like 6 months out and just sat and waited and still use say a 20-25% stop. So that way you making money, but you kind of leaving some of the profit to run. If you have a strong bias that this is going to break down, which I mean, I think NVIDIA just on a longer term outlook is headed back to like the 80s, because that's where we got that previous resistance that we could go back down and test. So it was at 73. Yeah. So I think NVIDIA is going down very far away. But in the meantime, what is it going to do before it starts to head back down there? We have to wait and go week by week, day by day, kind of month by month. And then on the monthly, if we get a bearish setup, like we saw that bearish pin bar on the weekly, and then if this finishes as a bearish pin bar, then we can play September. We can look to play a bearish pin bar breakdown. So that's the next thing that I'm looking for. Really see how August finishes out, because with earnings coming and we've been so late in August with like 7-8 days left in the trading month, I'm not really too pressed on opening any kind of swing position on this. Now we start get crazy momentum, go down, and Jackson Hole is at the end of the week. So yeah, just wait. We'll see what happens as far as swinging stuff. We'll see what happens, and just take it day by day. So I hope you guys have been enjoying the updates on the video. Right now, we're in a kind of no man's land, kind of scalp whatever you see on the hourly and stuff daily. But other than that, no really medium term prediction until it chooses to break down or bounce and break out. So we'll kind of see what happens and keep watching those key levels. So I'll catch y'all, and we'll see what happens.